So I want to speak today about freedoms, not the kind we usually talk about, but the kinds that actually scares us. Most of us think freedom means more choice, more options, more controls, more ability to decide. Ancient Indian thinkers noticed something very strange. The more we try to control life, the heavier lives become. There is a voice from long ago, ashtavakra, who said something almost offensive in their simplicity. You are already free, you are just trying to believing otherwise. At first this sounds comforting if you sit alone with it, and become very disturbing, because if you are already free, then what exactly are you struggling for every day? Well, why the constant tensions, why the endless fixing of your life? So let me slow this down. Think of a moments when you are very anxious, and what were really happening, not the situations but the thoughts that say it, this should not be happening to me. That thought creates a case, not the events. Ancient Indian philosophers made a very clear distinctions. Pains happens, but suffering happens when you claim the pains as mine. The body hurts, the mind adds a story, and the story is heavier than the pain. Psychologically, this is very simple. So when you say I am anxious, you merge with the feelings. When you say anxiety is present, you create a space. Nothing mysticals here, just observation, just plain observation. Well, ashtavakra goes one step further. He says you are not even the observer, you are the space in which observation happens. Now this sounds abstract, and let me bring it back to the daily lives. Have you ever noticed that how thoughts appears on your own? You don't invite them, you don't plan them, they arrive, stay for a while, and they leave. And if you were truly thinkers, you should have control what thoughts comes next, but you don't. So who are you exactly? The question is not philosophical luxury, it's practical, because the moments you see that thoughts are happening to you, not by you, a small relief entires in your body or your mind. You stop fighting every thoughts like an enemy. Society, however, teaches us the opposite. It says you must engage yourself, fix yourself, become better. So you turn your entire lives into a project, and the project never rests. Well, this is why the modern peoples are very exhausted even when there is nothing wrong. They carry a burdens of being their own manager. Ancient Indian wisdom says that something ridiculous. You are not required to manage existence. Breathing happens, heartbeat happens, thought happens. Life is already functioning without your supervision. So this doesn't make you careless. It makes you lighter. It still acts. It still walk, and it care. But you stop believing your existence depends on constant effort, and there is a quiet joy in this. Not excitement, not happiness, a softness. You respond instead of react. So you move without inner resistance. Ashtavakra does not tell you to renounce the world. He tells you to renounce the idea that you are trapped in. So let me end with this, that you don't need to escape. You don't need to perfect yourselves. You don't need to become something else. You only need to notice how much of your suffering comes from believing you are smaller than you are. Well, this is a bit of abstract. The moment that beliefs loosen, freedom is not achieved, it is remembered.